It's Fabric Tip Friday again, and I'm in the paint booth and I'm gonna start putting some primer on some Airtech PFU 1030 primer on this wing. I thought I'd just make this one of the videos on putting primer on. This will be after you've ironed down all the little tips, anything that might be sticking up that didn't get glued down. I'll do other videos on prepping and cleaning, but since I'm doing this primer, thought I'd just do this video. Our primer, there's no polybrush step in our system. You put primer directly on the fabric. With that being said, you want it to be a wet, soak-in coat. You do not want to put a mist coat where it stands on top of the weave. We use a Segola, a little bit higher pressure cap gun. HVLP guns work fine. I'll probably do one on equipment someday also. But you want enough air pressure that you're breaking up the paint. And if you lay the first couple passes and it looks like you have an orange peel or a little bit of rough, go back and thin your product just a little more. I've got the fan turned off and I'm talking without a mask, so I'm gonna just hold my breath and I'm gonna do a couple passes and it'll settle away. You always wanna wear a respirator. We may get a little bit of sound from outside. It's about 90 degrees today here in Arkansas and I can hear rain starting to hit the building. So with that said, it's chemically activated. It has a hardener. We don't have to worry about blushing or anything like that with Airtech. It doesn't matter on the humidity or anything. A lot of times on a rainy day, we get our best paint jobs. I'm gonna do a couple passes across here and I'm gonna try to hold the camera down after I'm done to show you that finish, that slick finish that you want, that you know that it's wetted in. And after it sets for say 15 minutes, it'll soak down through the fabric just a little and be ready for the next coat. I'll try to just do a couple passes here. Them are just real short passes, and you can see against the light, you can see a little bit of that orange peel. That will soak right on into the fabric. Anything more than that, you'd want to thin. Now, I was holding the gun a little close, and I overlapped a little bit because I'm holding the phone camera in one hand. But that is what you want. You do not want to see, you don't want to do one of those. Because you see the little pinholes, that's going to break surface tension, and if that starts to harden, you'll never feel those little spots. You want a slick, wet finish, and that will probably in about 10 minutes soak right in and be ready for the next coat. All right, now that I've got my first coat on, it's been on about 10 minutes. I just don't know if the camera will show. It's starting to soak in. It's getting a good level. You can see the weave. You'll see some little spots that you'll end up sanding the whole thing because of little imperfections in the fabric or some little something that you didn't, part of the fabric when they make the weave. You'll always see it in the first coat of primer. At this point, with Airtech, you'll make the decision. You're gonna put 3 good coats of primer, just even coats, so your mill thickness is not too thick. But I can come back with one more coat after this gets what we call finger slick, where you can just glide your finger over it and won't grab paint. And I can wait for a day and then come back with one more coat, and that one will not soak. It will stand on top of the weave. That will give you that glass like a hood of a Corvette. Or I can go with 3 coats, one after another. All of your primer is going to be there, but they're going to continue to lightly soak. And then you put your paint on top, and it's going to be ultra shiny and everything. But when you get right against the sun, you will see just a fraction of a weave, and that's what you want to keep your weights down. I'll do a video some Friday on weights, how to make sure you keep your mill thickness right and your weights down. Got one place here I want to show that I see this happen, and I've had it with other systems. Let me get it right here close. This is just the first coat, but see how that looks just a little different? That's not a loose tape. That's just me painting back and forth. And that little dark spot, you get over here to angle, What it is surface tension. Whenever you're putting the primer on and you see something like that happen, just turn your gun the other way and make one quick pass in toward it, and that'll break that tension, and it'll blend right together. If you keep piling it up like that, you're gonna have to sand the tall parts of that paint down. You want it to be on the first shot looking like that and blending together all the way across. All right, thank you.